Hello, hello. This is episode 16 of the New York City Wrestling series. Some pretty interesting developments with the series right now. Every time I go to sign somebody who's from one of the big three, in this case, Human Arsenal, I sign him, and right away he gets contract offers by elsewhere, and this time it was USPW. So we get him for one show only, and like anywhere, he's gonna do the honors on his way out. The question is versus who and what is the how so behind. Last show, I went over and said I'm worried about like just becoming pushing people and not storytelling. Um, and I think we're gonna find a balance with that right now, especially where I'm trying to find the next guy to push to the top, effectively, kind of like we did Mass Stranger Mia last year. Who is that guy this year? Is he on the roster? Is it Hawkeye Calhoun? Is it Denny King? Is it Richie Riggins? Is it Original Sinner? Supermassive Destroyer is practically there already, so we'll have to see what this episode. So we actually start off the show with a little bit of an interesting match. We had Rally McManus face the boys from Yukon in a handicap match, as the boys from Yukon just demanded anybody out there face them, and then Rally McManus stepped up, and he stepped up pretty big, defeated him 2-on-1, and you can start seeing something is coming up with the boys from Yukon. Um, are they going to make it in this roster? We can only have 22 people, four of which are women right now, so we only have 18 men on the roster. Um, and we'll have to see what happens next because the boys from Yukon are on a little bit of a losing streak. Following that, we had Original Sinner defeating Freedom Eagle. The story with Original Sinner, you can see Duke Hazard was at the side, is he is a prospect. He is like a not a prodigal, what is it? Prodigy. There we go. He is a prodigy, and a bunch of managers are in a big rush to be his manager because, money. And that's what we're doing, just that basic storyline that I think AEW did over summer with, I forget her name, with the girl who teamed up with Shaq. So we're just basically doing a pretty basic wrestling storyline for somebody who's decent in ring, not the best entertainment skills. So we're trying to find a manager who can do promo while Original Sinner just sits there menacingly and continue that Freedom Eagle. His in-ring isn't where I want it to be, and so I think he might be one of the next round, but maybe we can recover. So we'll have to see that soon. So here we have Andrew Harper going up to Olivia Diamond asking, "Can you be my valet?" And yes, official face turn of Andrew Harper. I would say it was last week, but for this, I think it was just that next step, and maybe it was a backstage, not the best thing, but it was just a matter of what's the motivation. So it's just being his valet. So hopefully we see what happens next with that, and the development with Andrew Harper characters Olivia Diamond as his backup. Following that, we had LA Stars getting another title defense over Denny King and Richie Riggins. I feel like we've had this match already. The LA Star character, tag team wrestling, we need to find them foes outside of the boys from Yukon. That makes sense. We saw them really feud with the boys from Yukon and the Demio Hit Squad last year. So we got to see how we can develop that next up as well. Following that, we had a blow off of the Hawkeye Calhoun push, where Hawkeye Calhoun failed to beat Supermassive Destroyer in what could be one of the best matches of their career, at least top three each. And this is just telling the story of the underdog babyface versus the Supermassive Destroyer and coming up short. So that is the point of this feud in the past couple weeks with Hawkeye Calhoun was can get there. So now that he didn't, what happens next? Following that, we had Fuyoka Higa, our women's champion, cut a promo backstage. Again, the women are going to be treated small. We're going to get there with the roster limitations of 22 people. It's hard to have active storytelling with women without just, rotating in and out. And I think that's what we're going to end up having to do. Like, don't count them as part of the 22 maybe. And, we have Fuyoka, who is probably her and Miss Tennessee are really fun to book, really interesting dynamics. Olivia with the Angel Harper is pretty interesting. So to see how we can develop the women feud and the women on her side, but like Conception Gomez, just a hand, so she might be on her way out and bring somebody in to face Fuyoka for the title. Following that, we had Tennessee William basically cutting on a promo. Hey, since Harper is love struck, because quote unquote they might have been set up to originally face tonight, and had to leave the building, to chase the girl or whatever. Kind of talking trash on that. He left out an open challenge, which of course was answered by Human Arsenal as previously discussed. We had Tennessee William pick up the win as Human Arsenal. They didn't plan on bringing him in only to lose once and then go. But as our rules state, we only have them and one more show after they get signed. And then finally in our main event, we have Matt Stranger defeating Sadamio, this time by submission via the Cobra Clutch, and what very well may be the blow off of this feud, or there might be one more match in length, but at what cost will Sadamia go to be the champion? Following that was the end of the show. I don't know, I keep on saying following that. Good show. Very, I'm thinking long term here, should I go to Wrestle World? And but we'll have to look at the cost of the finances. But here, probably you guys are probably sick of it. Just go ahead and let's give Supermassive Destroyer a thing. So with me, I'm not making enough money just to sign my people, my roster to like a really big deal, and I'm not there yet with the popularity to make it worth it. So with that, we still have time to get there. So I'm thinking with the Wrestle World deal, it might end up leading to, like, once the Game World picks up, leading to us signing people with exclusive contracts and then going ahead and doing the Wrestle World. So no news after that, but let's take a look here and let's see what's going on. So as you can see, we're making about 7-8 grand per month. And with the production values, for us to make it to Wrestle World, it's going to be like 17K. I think when we did it last time, we can actually check. So production, 14K. So we're 8. So we're probably going even. Plus the Wrestle World, we're probably making 2,500 per. The thing with that, the Wrestle World really isn't going to help the growth of the company, I think. We have all of our shows in the tri-state, which until we get to that high 50s, I don't really care about the Mid-Atlantic or New England region. So, I mean, New England, Mid-Atlantic, we're 14 respectively each. So by the time we get to 59 here, we're probably pretty close to then do it. But what the thing is our merchandising is really good. So if you know Southwest, we don't have any popularity. We're making no money there. And I think that's what comes back to the so it's now 70,000. They should be going out of business pretty soon. It just comes back to, well, maybe if I build up popularity in other regions, that's where it comes up. So right now we get 10 per popularity point. So we get about 3,700 or 370 due to our what's called popularity and merchandise overall. We're getting there. We haven't had a big star, and it's trying to not just go ahead and sign like a Jack Bruce or Ross Henry, who will sell a bunch of merchandise and just lean on that, because it's gamey. It's the easy way out. And as the series has been so far, we're going the long term over the easy way. So Blacklist was actually original center due to Tully Casey didn't want to come back. Safe until 2021. So let's go ahead and put that in there. And then that's probably gonna be it for this show. Um, just due to the fact that we are still building up our guys, but I still want to tell actively like 3 stories. I'm hoping per. So we had the Supermassive Destroyer versus Hawkeye Calhoun. We have the main event of Mass Stranger versus Sadamio. We have the Andrew Harper storyline as well. So it's our 3 core storylines. With our thing, we need at least 2 of the 35. So we're going to end this storyline. This storyline may go, may not. And then, in regards to that, that's still going. And the Prodigy storyline, that's still going as well. So we'll have to see what comes next and how we go from there. Nonetheless, that's it for episode, what will this be, 16? 15, 16? And then, yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking.